Okay, so today we are going to be using the U.S. standard algorithm to solve division problems, and the problem we have here is 343 divided by 5. The word problem that went with this was there are 343 runners. If we wanted to split them up into 5 different races, how many runners would be able to be in each race? So the first step that we start with is the hundreds place, which is 300 or 3 groups of 100. And you ask, can we split 300 up 5 times without having to regroup it? And the answer is no for this. So then you would move to the next step and you look at the tens place. So here we have 34 tens. And so you look and you say, can 34 tens be broken up 5 times? And the answer for that one is yes. So we look at how many times we can break it up into groups of 5, and the maximum amount is 6. And then you're going to go 5 times 6, which is 30 groups of 10, and then you're going to subtract 34 from 30 to get 4. And before we move on to the next step, I think it would be helpful if I showed you this in base 10 blocks as well. It's a visual way of looking at it. So we'll start with, we have our 300 here, our 3 groups of 100. And then here are our 4 tens, or 40. And then here are our 3 ones. So when you look at it this way, you can see that no, there's no way that you can break these 3 groups of 100 up 5 times. So that's when we regroup it. And we're going to regroup it into 30 tens. So draw 30s. Okay, so here's our 30 tens, and here are 4 tens here. So then we look, so how many groups of 5 can we make out of this? So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, and then this is where we can see that you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 groups out of this, which represents there. And we have our 4 tens still remaining here, which represents this step saying that there are 4 tens or 40 left over. Okay, and so then we can move to our next step on our algorithm, which is going now to the ones place, since we've already covered the hundreds and the tens. So in the ones place we have 3, so you're going to have to bring this down here, and this now represents 43 ones. And so we look, we do the same thing as up before. How many times can 43 ones be broken up? 5 times. And so when you do that, you can get 8 times. 5 times 8 is 40. And you do the same thing, you subtract, and you get 3 left over, 3 ones left over. And so now we can move to our base 10 blocks. If we showed this visually, since 40 could not be broken up 5 times, so we have to do the same thing as before and regroup. And so we'll have to do 40 ones. Okay, and so now we can split this up into 5 groups. Into groups of 5, I meant. Okay, and then when we look here, we can see that there are indeed 8 groups of 5. And so that's representing the 8 in the ones place. And then you can see we have our remainder of 3 here. And since we can't do anything else with that, since we already went through all the place values and it's in the ones place, so we're just going to write we have a remainder of 3, which are also represented with these 3 ones. So if we go back to our original problem about the runners, There will be 68 runners in each race, and then there will be 3 runners left over that they'll have to decide what to do with, or maybe they just won't run. Yeah.